Richmond city government, it's not working for us. And why? It's because elite business donors and developers, they fund local campaigns like city council so they can profit.
We need to greatly increase affordable housing, which is necessary for Richmonders to thrive, to be able to build wealth and settle here, contributing to our community and diversity in our city. We need to create more flexible, we need more creative and flexible zoning, similar to the work that is happening now with the code refresh. Let's be frank, City Hall is a mess. It feels like almost every day we read another story about what a mess the City Hall is in. It's a mess in the finance department. It's a mess with meals taxes. It's a mess with water bill. Heck, my water bill right now, I'm having trouble getting fixed.
I'm honored to be here tonight because I'm the only candidate on the stage that is born and raised right here in Northside. I'm the only candidate that is a certified drone pilot that sits on city council. I'm the only candidate that is an actual teacher in Richmond Public Schools.
The affordable housing crisis is as much about ensuring that stability for the people who are here, who are currently living in low-cost housing, as it is about growing the stock of affordable housing. And so there are some things that we can do. One, public housing matters, right? It's our most affordable housing stock, and when people are pushed out, it raises the price of private apartments for everyone. So we need ROJ to be able to commit to one-to-one replacement. Two, we need to ensure that we're protecting residents from making sure that they're in. I'm trying to think of the term. That there are. That there is housing stability, because right now when they are complaining about their working conditions, they're being pushed out. Well, I will end it by saying that at the end of the day, we need to make sure that we are no longer calling two-bedroom apartments that cost $3,000 a month affordable. And it's not surprising because city council campaigns are largely funded by developers.
We need to make sure that we have wraparound services included with all of our housing needs. And that is one thing that is occurring right now, is making sure that the developers are working with our community providers that help with affordable housing. So, and in all, it's an all hands approach to this situation.
We need to greatly increase affordable housing, which is necessary for Richmonders to thrive, to be able to build wealth and settle here, contributing to our community and diversity in our city. We need to create more flexible, we need more creative and flexible zoning, similar to the work that is happening now with the code refresh. Making changes to our outdated zoning has allowed accessible dwelling units that allow seniors and young people just starting out to be independent and yet have access to nearby help. We need to continue to infill our development and be mindful and be creative with zoning while preserving Richmond's uniqueness and history.
At the end of the day, you have to be able to have a conversation in order to know what it is we need to fix. So currently, that's exactly what I do. Not only that, with city council, we can only address the CAO with the mayor. Catherine Jordan, 2nd District, and I, we both were elected together. And so we occasionally have dog walks with our dogs. So 3rd District Council Dog Chico and 2nd District Council Dog Pebbles, we actually engage and actually kind of solve a lot of the problems with the city. So that's what I will continue to do with my colleagues on each level.
For Richmond to thrive, for our schools to get updated, and for other things that we truly need, we need to get our fiscal house in order. And I believe that utilizing the participatory budgeting tool to engage communities across the city, not just in the 3rd District, will help to illuminate and inform the city and ensure that they have a voice.
Thank you.
In the last headline that I read, there were multiple instances of embezzlement that were also withheld from the public. And I know for me, it's like, I feel like, how can we solve issues like gun violence and the affordable housing crisis if we can't balance our books and we don't want anybody to win? It was time to look at the budget. I'm looking to expand our audit team when we can. We have a public check registry, and when I notice that it goes down, I push for it to go up live again. When the administration put together a budget that cut 70 positions without any public scrutiny, I voted against it. And when we had the tragedy at Huguenot, I supported the call for a third-party investigation and to make that documentation public. So, I talk a lot to RPS employees and city employees, and there is a disturbing common thread. When people start, it's very clear from the onset that criticism often isn't welcome. So, I think the question to ask is, how can we change the culture? And for one, the city also has a required public check registry. It's not updated. It needs to be. But I think most importantly, city council has been too deferential to the mayor, to be fair. A key role of city council is to provide oversight. City council has the authority to bring people to a hearing and subpoena documentation. City council isn't doing its role, and it's time that it does.
Thank you, Ms.
We need to ensure that the GRTC stays fare-free beyond 2025. We need to ensure that multimodal transportation is a top priority. The pedestrians, bikes, cars, buses, scooters, everyone feels safe and confident navigating our city. We should also potentially look into creating a Department of Transportation for the city, and I think that that would be helpful.
When it comes to public transportation or transportation in general, right, or safety, really public engagement is key. I still remember very keenly the first time I went to the intersection at Laburnum and Hermitage for the first time, and it was like an expanse, like dance floor of pavement. And thank goodness I did not need to make a turn because I would not have known what to do. And I have to believe that there was a way that we could have planned for that ahead of time, so that we could avoid any accidents in in an intersection that I frankly find quite scary.
When I first got elected in 2020, one of the things that the community asked is get rid of the statue in the middle of Laburnum and Hermitage. What has been done? The statue has been removed. That was the most dangerous intersection in the city of Richmond, and that was one thing that we did to make sure that it's much safer for the citizens. I applaud the efforts. We had supported the CBTA, and with the CBTA being installed, that helped us really pave our streets here in the city of Richmond. This past budget, I put $700,000 into the intersection of Laburnum and Hermitage, so that way we can start on the design work. I have a lot of seniors that walk, and that concerns me. And so one of the things is also put more funding into crosswalks and side streets. That is something that has occurred, so I'm proud of that. We have very old infrastructure here in the city of Richmond, so I appreciate our departments now who have found the funding and grants to help us fund that. But also it's going to take partnership with the state and federal government to do so. Thank you.
As part of a group of volunteers and organizers, we were trying hard, but there was no information flowing to us. No updates and seemingly no progress. Just laying out how important two-way communication is with City Hall, with the mayor, with city staff, and with you. I will be responsive and accountable, and it will be a top priority for me as your city councilor to be a communicator and to continue to engage with you all. When I'm in office, I will continue hosting monthly meetings as I have done with Battery Park Civic Association, and I have started doing during my campaign.
I enjoyed hearing from people in the community in terms of what the issues were that were important to them. But from a policy standpoint, one of my former colleagues who's now on council pointed out pretty brilliantly, right? Like there are currently only 8 slots for public comment, but we've got 9 districts. So let's change that.
At the end of the day, it's about community, it's about communication, it's about being involved and being engaged. I'm at community events, I'm in town hall meetings, I'm in committee meetings. I show up, and that's what I think 3rd District wants and deserves, and I ask for your vote for another 4 years to do just that. Thank you. I'm the only candidate with local, state, and federal government experience, and I'm proud to say that. At the end of the day, one of the things that I did talk with my civic associations is creating the 3rd District advisory team. And that's of all the civic associations and their leaderships to meet with me quarterly so that we can go over issues that are in the district.
As Michelle Obama said, in America, we do something, right? Um, Look, in Richmond, people are looking to profit from public dollars. And in Virginia, unfortunately, we have very weak campaign finance laws. We also have very weak transparency laws. These things breed corruption. And there have been people that have profited over this. And so they're pretty comfortable now. Many times they're not afraid, you know? I mean, they're not afraid of working parents because they figure we're too busy. They're not afraid of white middle class people because they figure they can just call them racist. And they're not afraid of young Black activists because they figure they can just call them radical. So what Richmond needs to transform is a cross-class, multiracial, multi-generational coalition to come together and transform this city. And I believe I am the leader to do that.
Community. I want you to know that as your representative, I will be active and engaged, both with the city and with you. I will ask questions, insist on answers. I will be in City Hall talking to those dedicated employees. I will expect the mayor to engage frequently, every month, with City Council, and I will bring all of that back to you. Connection. As I said earlier, I will host regular monthly meetings. I will attend meetings held by our school board rep, and I will attend community association meetings to answer questions and report back. I will respond to every email and call, and I plan to host regular open house hours where residents can come and ask me questions, express concerns, and offer ideas. Compassion. We have plenty of real issues here in Richmond, difficult and tractable issues such as the state of our schools, the dilapidated infrastructure, high taxes, lack of affordable housing, accompanied by displacement of long-term residents. Those are difficult, thorny issues, but I am prepared to tackle them from day one.